First, it is hard to believe, but this year marks the 16th year Indy cars have been racing into downtown St. Pete for the annual Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. And the second youngest driver to win an IndyCar race was Graham Rahall in St. Pete in 2008. He joins me now for a preview of what we can expect this year. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
How is it like landing in the Tampa Bay area and knowing that the time is here?
It's nice. It's refreshing. It's been a long off season, as you can imagine. I think there's a lot that goes into the off season, a lot of preparation, a lot of working out, all these other things. It's just time to go racing for many of us. And so, you know, to be here and to be in the final stages of prep before we go racing is pretty awesome. I
actually saw that you posted, it feels like this off season seemed a little longer for you than other seasons. Why is that, do you think?
Just a lot that goes into it. Nowadays, you know, with all the sponsor stuff that it entails, as you can see, every logo on this shirt, you know, demands a different amount of your time. And so, you know, I traveled a ton. January was awful for me. So that's why I think I'm really looking forward to the season, because it's kind of refreshing for me too. It really just allows me to dedicate my time, my focus, energy, and everything else on the race car and the race team, you know, to go out and do our job and be at our best. So we're excited about it. St. Pete, so many great memories of the past. Some tough ones too, but some really good ones. And it's the ideal place. 10th year that we've kicked off our racing season at the Firestone Grand Prix.
Why do you think this is a good spot to maybe kick it off? I'm assuming you think it's a good spot.
Well, it's one of my favorites, and I'm not just saying that. I tell people all the time, it's top three. Top three probably favorites. Indianapolis 500's in its own sort of category, and then everything else. But you know, to me, why is St. Pete great? First of all, the venue. Being right down on the water, there's something peaceful about that, as everybody who lives here knows. You know, being right in the city, right downtown, the access to be able to go to restaurants, to be able to go to hotels, to do all of those things. It's really easy, and that makes it a lot of fun for us as well. And it's just for everybody that lives up north, like us, you just want to get down to where it's somewhere warm. So again, you know, that for a lot of our fans that come in from out of town.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What's the fan response like?
A lot of them come in from out of town because it kicks off their summer. And most people's eyes, you know, this is a way that when IndyCar racing starts and we go to St. Pete, summer begins. And so I know people from way up north in Canada and everywhere else that are coming down to enjoy this. So it's a great place to go, and hopefully, you know, for us, we can get the United Rentals car in Victory Lane.
How are you feeling about how things are coming? Like, I mean, I know you have to feel good at the beginning, right?
I do.
It's a brand new, fresh start, but...
I do, but there's a lot of unanswered questions this year. For those who haven't seen, you can see on social media and stuff, but the Indy cars look a little different this year. There's a new aero screen that protects the drivers' heads in the case of flying debris or anything like that. Unfortunately, over the last 10 years, you know, we had lost a couple drivers due to head injuries. So this is a new development. So because of that, we really only got one day of testing before this season starts. And so there's a lot of questions. I mean, I'd like to think we're going to go out there and be right on pace and be very good. But there are, you know, there are a lot of questions that need answered, and it's all going to happen, really, when we show up at St. Pete.
We're going to find them right here, in just a couple days. Hey, before we let you go, so my co-host Natalie, she's going to be so sad that she missed you. She's over in Disney working on some assignments over there. And when I was thumbing through your social media accounts, I came across this gem.
Oh, yeah.
This is too good not to share. You actually just apparently found this as well. Tell me about this picture. I love it. That's you and good old Dad.
Yeah, I was digging through these. I moved not that long ago, and I was digging through old boxes. Yeah, and this beauty came up, and I thought it's too good not to share.
Was this here in Orlando? Was this California?
No, that's Orlando. Okay. You know, as a kid, we always went to Orlando. We only went a few times, a couple times maybe, but we never went to I've been to California now. My wife's from there, so Disneyland's not that far. But we only ever came to Orlando, so that was with Dad.
Were you picturing driving and racing?
I don't look that happy in that photo, so I'm not sure how my day was going, but apparently not great.
Well, again, invite everybody. I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but I have not been out to a race
But we're going to change that this year.
Change that. And you really said this is a great, if you haven't been, I know I'm not the only one, but this really is the perfect place to do it.
It's a jewel, you know, and I think for everybody that lives here, you know, it's a great place to come. gpstpete.com. You can learn a lot more, get tickets and everything else. Racing, IndyCar racing, and this race in particular is so great for families.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people don't think. They think racing, they think loud, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. It's not that way. It's a great place to come out with your, obviously spring break, I think, is coming up here right about the same time. So come on out and see it. If you're from this area, embrace it, because this is a special one. It highlights the city. It looks beautiful on national and worldwide TV. It's a great venue.
You don't need to sell me. I'm going this year.
This year, you got to come.
All right. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. We appreciate it. Of course, we'll put details on our website, too, on everything that you need to know to head out there. All right. Stay right there. We'll be right back.